from Part 1, Slides 01 to 10. If you are enrolled in MSCIDS, IGNOU's Master of Science in Industrial Safety, then two course codes decide whether your degree is ever awarded. They are MISP-021 and MISP-031. And almost every website in India describes them wrongly. In the next 25 minutes, you will understand both projects correctly, from one trusted source. Here is the short answer, before anything else. MISP-021 and MISP-031 are the two compulsory project courses inside MSCIDS. The Master of Science in Industrial Safety, MISP-021, is a 6-credit project that sits in Semester 1. MISP-031 is an 8-credit research project that sits in Semester 4. They are not the same project, and you cannot treat them as one. This guidance comes from B.K. Sani, founder of IGNOUProject.com, who has guided IGNOU students since 2010. Now the first and biggest myth bust, because it changes everything. Several websites call MSCIDS a data science degree. Others call it Master of Science in Counseling and Development Studies. Both are simply wrong. On IGNOU's own official program page, MSCIDS stands for Master of Science in Industrial Safety and nothing else. If a page cannot even name your program correctly, do not trust its project advice either. Let us lock in the program facts because your project rules flow from them. MSCIDS is an 80-credit master's degree offered by the School of Engineering and Technology, which we will call SOET. The medium is English, the mode is open and distance learning, and admission opens in both the January and the July sessions. The minimum duration is 2 years, and the maximum is 4 years. And inside those 80 credits sit not one, but 2 compulsory projects. Why does all this matter so much? Because the degree is simply not awarded until both projects are completed and passed. No matter how strong your theory marks are, the result stays incomplete without them. Together, MISP-021 and MISP-031 carry 14 credits, which is nearly 1/5 of the entire 80-credit program. That is far too much weight to leave for the last week before a deadline. Quick note on who this is for. MSCIDS admits engineering graduates and science graduates from any discipline, and some sources also list architecture, computer applications, medical, and fire and safety graduates. If you are already a working safety professional, that is a real advantage, because your own plant or site becomes the perfect place to run your project. Do confirm the exact eligibility list for your session in the official Common Prospectus. So where do the two projects sit? Semester 1 has 4 theory courses plus MISP-021, the first project for 16 credits. Semester 2 is 5 theory courses for 20 credits. Semester 3 has 6 theory courses, 24 credits, and this is where MIS-034, Research Methodology, trains you for the big final project. Semester 4 has 3 theory courses, plus MISP-031, the research project, for 20 credits. Both project codes are compulsory. There is no way to skip either one. Before we compare the projects, avoid one costly code trap. MIS-021 is a Semester 1 theory course. Safety Policy and Principles of Accident Prevention. MISP-021, with an extra P for project, is the Semester 1 project. Same number, 1 letter apart, completely different work. When you order study material or ask a question, always use the exact code with the P, or you will end up with the wrong course. Now, myth bust number 2, and this is the one that trips up most students. Almost every site writes the codes together as MISP-021/031, as if they are a single project. They are not. MISP-021 is a 6-credit project in Semester 1. Early in the program, applying your first 4 safety courses. MISP-031 is an 8-credit research project in Semester 4, the final capstone, built on formal research methodology. Different semesters, different credits, different depth. Mythbust number 3 explains why the 2 codes exist. IGNOU nests 3 industrial safety programs under SOET. The postgraduate certificate, PGCINDS, is 16 credits. The postgraduate diploma, PGDINDS, is 36 credits. And the full master's, MSCIDS, is 80 credits. MISP-021 is the project inside that shared first block, so certificate and diploma students do it too. But MISP-031 lives only in the final year of the master's. If you exit early with a certificate or a diploma, you may never touch MISP-031. Think of it as a ladder with 3 rungs, all run by the same school. The certificate is the first rung, 16 credits, about 6 months. The diploma is the second rung, 36 credits, about 1 year. And the full master's is the top rung, 80 credits, 2 years. Each higher rung contains the one below it. Only the top rung, the master's, includes the 8-credit research project MISP-031. One quick fee reality check, because this is misquoted too. The full MSCIDS degree costs about 25,000 rupees across 2 years, roughly 12,100 in the first year and 12,900 in the second, plus a small registration and development fee at admission. Some pages show only 12,100. That figure is for 1 year or for the diploma, not for the whole master's. Always confirm the current fee on the official IGNOU website before you pay. Let us go deep on MISP-021 first. This is your first hands-on safety project, and it sits right at the start of the program. You take a real workplace, identify the hazards in it, and apply the accident prevention and safety rule ideas you learn in Semester 1. Treat it as a focused study or a safety case study. It is smaller and more contained than the final research project, but it is graded and it is compulsory. Here is a worked example so you can see the right scale. A model MISP-021 topic is, quote, a hazard identification and risk assessment of the welding and fabrication section at a steel fabrication workshop in Ludhiana. Notice how tight it is. 1 section, 1 workshop. You walk the floor, you build a HIRA table, and you recommend controls. That is exactly the right size for a Semester 1 project. Please do not copy this title. Use its shape, then build your own around a workplace you can actually visit. What should the MISP-021 report contain? Keep it clean and practical. A title page with the supervisor certificate, an introduction with clear objectives, a description of the workplace and the process you studied, the hazard identification itself using a HIRA table or a job safety analysis, then your risk analysis and findings, followed by the controls and safe practices you recommend. Finish with a conclusion, your references and appendices such as checklists, photographs, and the forms you used. If you are stuck for a MISP-021 direction, keep it small and observable. A housekeeping and 5S audit of 1 shop floor. A PPE usage study in a single department. A machine guarding gap analysis on 1 production line. A fire exit and evacuation readiness check of a building. Manual material handling risks in a warehouse, or an electrical safety check of a maintenance section. Each of these fits 1 visit, 1 section, 1 clear question. That is the secret to a clean first project. Now the big one, MISP-031. This is a full independent research study in industrial safety. You frame a research problem, you set objectives and a method, you collect real data, you analyze it, and you defend your conclusions. It is the capstone of the whole degree. It proves that you can research safety, not just describe it. And at 8 credits, it is the single heaviest component in the entire program. So give it the time it deserves. And here is a model topic for the research project. Quote, assessing the effect of personal protective equipment compliance on the lost time injury frequency rate at a thermal power plant. See the difference in depth. There is a measurable variable, PPE compliance. There is a clear outcome, the lost time injury frequency rate, or LTIFR. There is real data and real statistics. That is exactly what an 8-credit research project demands. Once more, learn from the shape, but never copy the title because identical downloaded reports are rejected outright. The research report is far more structured than the first project. Chapter 1, the introduction and the problem. Chapter 2, a proper review of literature. Chapter 3, your objectives and hypotheses. Chapter 4, the research methodology. Chapter 5, data analysis and results. Chapter 6, findings and discussion. And Chapter 7, conclusion and recommendations. Then your references in APA style and appendices with your tools and raw data. This is a dissertation, so structure and evidence carry the marks. For MISP-031, the topics need a measurable question and real data, the impact of safety training on near-miss reporting, PPE compliance versus injury frequency rate, a safety climate survey across 2 plant units, the effectiveness of a permit-to-work system, ergonomic risk versus musculoskeletal complaints, or a root cause analysis of a full year of incident data. Notice that each one can be measured, compared, and tested, which is what turns a description into research. Where does that data come from? 3 main sources. Surveys, meaning structured questionnaires on safety behavior, climate, or awareness. Records, meaning injury logs, incident reports, audit scores, and training registers your organization already keeps. And observation, using structured checklists and walkthroughs on site. The strongest MISP-031 projects combine at least 2 of these, so your findings do not rest on opinion alone. Let us put them side by side one more time, so it is fixed in your mind. MISP-021. 6 credits, Semester 1, a focus study, a hazard assessment on one workplace, a shorter report, and shared with the certificate and diploma. MISP-031. 8 credits, Semester 4, a full research dissertation, real data collection with statistics, a longer chaptered report, and exclusive to the master's degree. Same family, very different jobs. Both projects share the same pipeline, and it begins with one rule. You first submit a synopsis, and you get it approved before you write the full report. A report written before approval simply does not count. The most common way students lose an entire session is starting the report before the synopsis is signed and approved. So treat approval as your green light, and never begin the final report without it. And remember, the synopsis must be signed by your supervisor before you send it in. Before the synopsis, choose the topic well, because the topic decides everything. Rule 1. Pick a workplace you can actually access and revisit. Rule 2. Keep the scope narrow. 1 section, 1 clear question. Rule 3. Make sure the data exists or can be collected before you commit. Rule 4. Match the depth to the code. A case study for MISP-021, real research for MISP-031. And Rule 5. Make sure the topic is original, Not a common title copied from a download, because copied topics get rejected fast. So what goes into the synopsis? A title, a clear problem statement, and why the problem matters. Your objectives, and for the research project, your hypotheses. A short background or literature review, your methodology, the tools you will use, and where your data will come from. And finally, the expected outcomes, attached to the signed approval pro forma and your guide's biodata. A vague synopsis is the #1 reason approvals get delayed. Who can guide you? Safety projects generally use a two-supervisor model. One internal IGNOU supervisor, usually SOET faculty or an approved academic counselor, and one local expert from industry or academia, ideally an engineer with several years of safety experience or someone with a master's in a relevant field. Your guide's written consent is part of the synopsis. Do confirm the exact supervisor rule for your own batch in the official MSCIDS Project guidelines, because schools do update this. Why do synopses get rejected and cost students a whole session, usually for a short list of reasons? The topic is too broad or too vague to research. There are no clear objectives or measurable question. The methodology is weak or missing. The title is copied and used by many students. The guide's consent or the pro forma is not attached. Or the chosen workplace cannot actually be accessed. Fix these before you submit, and approval comes far faster. Now, formatting, kept short on purpose. Use APA references, A4 paper, Times New Roman 12 point, 1.5 line spacing, clean margins and page numbers, with headings around 14 to 16 point. Include the title page, the certificate, the declaration, the table of contents, and the reference list. We keep the full formatting walkthrough in our dedicated IGNOU project format video. So follow that one for the fine detail rather than guessing here. Where does everything go? Project work in MSCIDS is coordinated through SOET. The signed synopsis and approval pro forma go to the project coordinator, School of Engineering and Technology, IGNOU, Maidan Garhi, New Delhi, PIN 1-10068. The approved final report is then submitted the way your school directs, either by post to the coordinator or through IGNOU's online project portal. Because this can change by session, confirm the current mode and address on the official website before you send anything. What about deadlines? As a general pattern, a July session student aims to get the synopsis approved by around the 30th of November and submits the final report by around the 31st of May. A January session student aims for synopsis approval by around the 30th of April and the report by around the 30th of November. Late reports are generally not accepted, so plan backwards from these dates. And always verify the exact current deadline on the official website. One firm warning on originality, because it protects your degree. A downloaded, reused report is easily detected and rejected. IGNOU does not accept duplicate projects. Your synopsis and your report must be original, tied to a real workplace, and something you can defend if you are called for a viva. A sample report is fine to learn the shape and the format. It is never fine to submit as your own. How are the projects marked? Each one is evaluated by an examiner on the quality of your problem, your method, your analysis, and your presentation. Whether a viva voce is held can vary by session and school, so treat that as something to confirm rather than assume. You must pass each project to earn the degree. And one practical warning. You must fill the exam form and pay the project exam fee, or your marks will simply not be uploaded, even after a perfect submission. Confirm the exact marks and the viva rule in your current guidelines. A quick word on tools, because good tools lift your marks. For hazard work, use a HIRA table and a job safety analysis on the floor. For risk, a Bowtie diagram makes causes and controls visual, and a Monte Carlo add-in in Excel can quantify risk. And for the research project, SPSS or the free tool R will handle the statistics on your survey or injury data. Match the tool to the project. The first project needs field observation. The research project needs analysis. Now, the judgment questions students actually search for. First, is MSCIDS valid? Yes. IGNOU is a central university, and its degrees are UGC recognized and valid for jobs, for promotions, and for further study, including a PhD. And a completed MISP-031 research project is real, portable evidence that you can investigate and solve a safety problem. That is exactly the kind of proof employers and interview panels look for. Second, what about career and scope? Industrial safety is a growing, compliance-driven field. Graduates work as safety officers, HSE managers, safety engineers, safety auditors, and risk consultants across manufacturing, construction, oil and gas, chemicals, mining, and power. Here is a practical tip. Choose a project topic tied to your own industry, and that project becomes your interview showcase. Of course, real outcomes depend on your experience, your sector, and your location. So treat this as guidance, not a salary promise. Let us answer the question students ask most. Do I have to do both MISP-021 and MISP-031? Yes. In the full masters, both are compulsory, one in semester 1 and one in semester 4. Can I reuse my MISP-021 project as MISP-031? No. They are separate courses, and MISP-031 must be a fresh, deeper research study, never a resubmission of the first project. 2 more. Can I just buy a ready-made MISP-031 report? A downloaded, reused report is easily caught and rejected, and it puts your degree at risk. Your synopsis and report must be original and tied to a workplace you can defend in front of an examiner. And is a Viva compulsory? It can vary by session and school. Some students report no Viva for MISP-031. Others are called, so confirm it in your own official guidelines rather than assuming. 2 of the steps we kept short here have their own full videos on this channel. Our IGNOU project format video gives the complete A4, APA, and binding walkthrough. Our synopsis guide shows how to write and get any IGNOU synopsis approved quickly. And our topic selection video gives the golden rules for choosing a strong topic. Watch those next, so you do not have to guess on any single step of your project. Let us bring it all together in one screen. MSCIDS is the MSc in Industrial Safety, under SOET 80 credits. MISP-021 is a 6-credit focused project in semester 1. MISP-031 is an 8-credit research project in semester 4. MISP-021 is shared with the certificate and diploma, while MISP-031 is masters only. Get the synopsis approved first, every time. Use 2 supervisors and route your work through SOET. Pass both projects to earn the degree. And verify every date and rule on the official website. If you would like a hand, here is how. For a unique workplace-specific MISP-021 or MISP-031 synopsis and report, built to IGNOU's guidelines, reach BK Sahni on WhatsApp at +91 93546 37830 or visit IGNOUproject.com. And please subscribe to Shri Chakradhar Education so you get one clear IGNOU project guide after another. Whatever help you take, always cross-check the official facts, dates and fees on the IGNOU website and on Synopsis. All the best with your industrial safety project.